Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the CBT podcast. I'm here with Ethan. I'm here with Rod, and today we're doing our fourth video in the positional ranking series, which is power forwards, where we give our top 10 power forwards. I'll go ahead and get the ball rolling. At number 10, I have Rookie of the Year, Toronto Raptor, Scottie Barnes.
Oh, okay. At my number 10, I actually put Jerami Grant at that position.
Okay, seems a little high.
A little.
Near
all-star Jerami Grant once upon a time. At number 10, this is where I had Scottie Barnes as well.
Yeah, I think one thing that's not appreciated enough about Scottie Barnes is his playmaking, as I'm sure you're aware, Rod, as a Raptors fan. But number 9, I have a guy who is a good scorer when he's scoring, very inconsistent, Tobias Harris.
Yeah, my number 9, I actually put John Collins of the Atlanta Hawks there. So
back-to-back steamers. Okay.
Yeah.
At my number 9, this is also where I had Tobias Harris, just very consistent over his whole career.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't have been mad at Jerami Grant and John Collins if we were doing this before the entirety of last season, but I just don't feel like they're that high up there anymore. Moving on, at my number 8, I have the Beyblade, the savior of MSG, Julius Randle.
At my number 8, I actually put Tobias Harris there. I mean, I know he's not consistent enough, but when he actually is hitting, I feel like he just deserves that spot.
Yeah. I also had Julius Randle, number 8. Still can't believe he was an all-star. That feels like a fever dream, but yeah, he's pretty solid.
Not only was he an all-star, he was also second-team All-NBA, if I'm not mistaken, which does feel like a fever dream. But at number 7, I have one of the best up-and-coming defensive players in the league, led the league in blocks last year, Jaren Jackson Jr.
At my number 7, I have someone that ESPN has been writing since his college days.
Hold on.
Someone that cannot stay healthy in any way, shape, or form.
We're not associated with this.
When he has played like his 15 games, he has been phenomenal, and that is Zion.
All right. I'm going to need you to go ahead and pack up for me. We're going to finish this episode without you, because that is the most egregious thing that you have said since you said Marcus Smart needs to be benched. Why so low?
I think Zion is a phenomenal player when healthy, but he has just not been able to stay healthy. Therefore, I can't put him higher than the other players that I think just have been more consistent than him, especially because they've actually played. So I just feel like it would be wrong of me to put Zion so high.
So Anthony Davis should be your 5 or 6 then, right?
Come on, man. NBA champion. Zion Williamson.
Okay, so you're moving the goalpost for players. All right, moving on. Rod, who did you have at your number 7?
Yeah, let's get away from that dumpster fire real quick. At number 7, I had a player who was very injury prone. One of the best young defenders in the league, Jaron Jackson Jr. He only plays 40 games a season, but I still have him appropriately ranked.
Yeah, you sure do. Now, our lists are looking very similar so far, Rod. Ethan, not so much.
Oh,
my number 6 is a guy who I had a lot of trouble figuring out where he should go. The master of the triple single. He wouldn't have success in any other system in the NBA. Draymond Green. I mean, his importance to the Warriors is undeniable, but I just don't feel like he's got that it factor anymore.
At my number 6, I ended up putting Mr. Toronto Raptors, Pascal Siakam. I think just Pascal Siakam deserves that 6th spot. He's definitely not better than my 5th player, in my opinion. But
we'll see about that. I feel like your list is just a personal insult to me at this point, but we'll keep it moving.
It's insulting to me as well.
At number 6, I agree with JJ. I think Draymond Green is the hardest player to rank, possibly in basketball history, because on the Warriors, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Anywhere else, I don't know if he'd be a starter, but I do have Draymond at number 6.
Yeah, exact. I agree with everything that just came out your mouth. Number 5, we've got a guy who just recently moved teams, a guy who I think his playmaking is a little underrated, Domantas Sabonis.
At my number 5, I have Julius Randle, the New York Knicks, and that's why.
My God.
Yep. What he's done in New York.
What he's done? What has he done? He gets booed in New York.
Yeah, they're the biggest fall off in NBA history.
I mean, his first season there was pretty good. I feel like he was progressing well, especially when he went to the Pelicans and then when he got that contract from the Knicks. But I mean, last season,
I think he shot like 41% from the field and 30% from three last season.
yeah, it was a stinky season, but
Okay.
Yeah. Also earlier, something you said about Julius Randle, JJ, when he was second team All NBA, you were actually thinking of Pascal Siakam. Siakam's 2 times All NBA. Julius Randle's never made an All NBA team, but he is better than Pascal Siakam according to Ethan. That's interesting.
According to Ethan.
Okay. At my number 5, guess who I have? Very underrated playmaking big man who recently moved teams. I have Domantas Sabonis at number 5.
Okay. Well, we were just talking about a man out of Toronto, a guy who has went from spicy P to mild P. Now he's returned to spicy P. As you said, former All NBA player, a guy who I've doubted, but he's returned to his form, Pascal Siakam.
at my number 4, I put Draymond Green. I think just for what he does for the Warriors and just like you guys said, like Rod said, anywhere else, he's not even making rotation. But for the Warriors, he's a Hall of Famer. And I think just what he does for that team, he may not blow up the stat sheet, but he has his moments. But I just had to put him at 4.
Yeah, and number 4 for me, I had to put Siakam here. Really, his weaknesses get overhyped and it overshadows him being one of the best transition players in the league, one of the most underrated defenders, one of the most underrated playmakers. His shooting is not great. He is notoriously unclutch, but I think just based off raw talent and production, he's at my number 4 spot.
Yeah, even as a Celtics hater, in some of the games I watched him play last year, I came to appreciate just how much he's improved since that series in the bubble that he absolutely collapsed in. But at my number 3, I have a guy who, when he's healthy, he is probably the most physically dominant player in the league. 27 points per game on 60% plus shooting, Zion Williamson.
All right. At my number 3, I ended up putting Domantas Sabonis. I just think he is a great power forward, in my opinion. When he was on the Pacers, he was doing it all. And now that he's on the Kings, I mean, they kind of threw him there to rot. But I mean, hopefully.
Wow. The Kings are making good moves, but it's beyond the point.
Yeah, Sabonis is definitely a very good, underrated, all-star caliber player, but he cannot sniff Zion Williamson's boots when he's healthy. So at number 3, this is where I had Zion. Ethan, you need to take a DUI test after this or whatever.
Yeah, I think you forgot to take your meds today or something because your list is just all over the place.
Yeah, I got Zion at 3 as well.
Speaking of guys who struggle to stay healthy, at my number 2, NBA champion Anthony Davis. When he's healthy, he's dominant on both ends of the ball, one of the best shot blockers in the league, but that's the problem when he's healthy. But he's the second best power forward. That you can't put anyone else above him on the list. Ethan, who do you have at number 2?
I have someone that may surprise you guys.
Oh no.
Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I was about to say.
I was ready
I was about to
anything
explode.
there. Okay, yeah. I also had Anthony Davis at 2. I think the moment Giannis became an above average playmaker, he passed AD because now he has something AD simply does not have. Not to even to mention the health, but yeah, I have AD at 2.
Yeah, so I think we all obviously have the same number 1. Ethan, before we say anything, who was your number 1? I just want to make sure.
I also have Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Okay, so we all had Giannis Antetokounmpo at number 1. I don't think there's much you can say. Now I said Zion was the most physically dominant. I kind of forgot about Giannis for a brief moment there because what I watched him do to my Celtics in the playoffs was just greatness. There's nothing more that can be said on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, at this point, the closest thing we have to Shaquille O'Neal is Giannis. He's basically been unstoppable for the last 3 to 4 years, and he got a championship out of it as well, which it just solidifies him as the best player in the NBA right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, so what this means is for the first time in CBT history, 2 of us had the exact same list, if I'm not mistaken. Rod and I had the exact same top 10, same order, and then Ethan was a whole different story. But I think that's going to do it for us in today's video. I'm going to ask that you please drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Who do you think had the best list? Who do you think had the worst list, and why was it Ethan? What would you change about our list? Will Wembanyama be on this list at this time next year? Who knows? I want to thank you all for watching, and we will see you guys in the next episode.